lean in.
Yes. What's the tea? The tea. Tea. What is the
Look at
TTT, you guys? It's time to lean in. Hey, Danny. Hey, you.
that. I'm so happy I didn't have low budget issues. I did what Sammy said last night and it worked.
And I wonder why you didn't have those low budget issues. It looks like
Ooh,
somebody's missing, but he
wow.
will be here, so we'll see what happens when he gets here.
I hope he
Um,
has issues.
okay.
It does.
Um, hey, Jamie, how are you? Oh,
Oh my God. Oh,
oh my God. Yeah, get her,
that's what
Lord.
I
Get
get.
her. Get
That's
her.
what I get. That's what I get.
Get her.
I'm
Yeah.
great. How are y'all?
We all
Happy
right.
this is it.
Oh, baby.
Look, I love this,
Listen,
but this show, whew, tired.
listen. The look that I was gonna wear today, I said I ain't gonna come on that acting no fool because Cortez gonna be pissed off. I was gonna come in like when Wendy Williams was late because she was in traffic and she had
I
on her
hate
hoodie and her sunglasses. She was like,
that.
Can I ask
"This is pissed
y'all,
off."
for as good as the season was, I felt like part 3 of this reunion was just
Good.
it's it was. I thought it was good. It there were parts of it that were like, okay, there wasn't enough to fill an entire episode, but they talked about stuff that needed to be talked about. That
Yeah.
like the other stuff couldn't be cut. So it was kind of like maybe a 2.5 hour reunion. They could have done 2 hour and 15 minute episodes, and I would have been okay.
They could have made
good.
last reunion hour and 15 and did two.
Yeah,
And then because this last one was really rapid fire questions. So if
yeah.
it seems like we're all
Yeah.
over the
It was
place,
chaos.
yeah, for part three, it's because I had a hell of a time trying to recap it. And so you're gonna get what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get it with love. With that being said, make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget we got a bunch of merch. We got a bunch of merch because you always asking for all this merch, and now these people act like they don't want to buy it. You better come buy
They
this
make it in your
merch.
size when you got the coin. So
I'm
go
proof.
to me
They're making it
too.
your size when you got the afterpay, when you got the Klarna. Making it your
Not the
size when you
Klarna.
spit it in the phone.
And I use them faithfully. Love
Yes.
it.
I just want to shout out Asia again. Happy birthday again to the Asia. And
Happy
hey,
birthday,
Morgan
Asia.
D. And who else is in there? Y'all know I
Morgan.
can't see. The doctor told me today, baby, at the eye exam, hang it up, flat screen. Hang it up,
Oh,
baby. You
we
can't
got
see
a new
nothing.
subscriber in the comments.
Oh, hi,
Hey,
new
Sasha.
subscriber. Hey, Sasha. Well, we're gonna give it away just for you, baby. We're gonna get right into it because Lisa. Well, we start with Kiki dropping that bombshell, and Lisa says, looking back, she believes that other women who slept with Lenny were definitely telling the truth during their marriage, as opposed to while she was in it. And Alexia says that when you're in the bubble, it's hard to see um, what's really going on because you're in and you want to believe the best. Kiki said the same thing and echoes and says, hey, it was happening to her. Her man told her that he had an accident and slipped and fell into some coochie. Now I think that she was trying to be didn't nobody got it and went over
Yeah,
everybody's head, but I got it.
Me
I got
too. It was funny.
I got it. Hey Dr. C who look who on time a little bit. Hey Dr. C who thank you for stopping by. All
But
right.
Chase,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's not that you're in the bubble and you don't see. Sometimes you see it, you just refuse to see. You see it.
yeah,
And you
Mm-hmm.
see the signs. Lisa had to see the signs. She was just trying to be hopeful.
She thought
yeah.
everybody was scared
And
of her. She was going around giving people stern looks.
I felt really bad for her on this little segment because there was just like she had a look and just an energy about her that she was just like, "What the fuck else y'all gonna tell me at this point?"
She
Like,
handled
my
it well.
God, yeah. She didn't cry. I felt bad for her. I was like, can we give her a little breather just for a little bit? Because
No,
my God, I felt
no,
so
you
Yeah,
bad for
cannot.
her.
she handled it like a champ to me. I think today, she didn't cry. She was resigned. She understood it. She
Yeah,
admitted it. No excuses. She even said,
Yeah.
child, I couldn't say no. Like, she was so honest. I
yeah,
actually appreciated that from her.
yeah.
Yeah, this is probably the most adult that I've seen her through the
Hmm.
last two seasons because I don't remember anything really about the first three seasons. So
I'm with you. When you
I'm
right, you
tired.
right.
If you can't tell, I'm tired. I am tired. Okay. All right. So Andy says that, well, Andy asked Lisa if she felt that Lenny appreciated everything that she was giving. And I did kind of whimper a little bit because she said, last season she had tons of feeling in her face and maybe that was why. And the ladies quickly rallied around her and told her, that's ignorant. No, no, that's ignorant.
It's
And
ignorance. Ignorance.
Big up, Mike. We love you. Well, I love you. I can't speak for everybody else, but because we know Crystal don't like you, but we'll get it. That's not this show. That's another show.
We bounce
The
it back and
girls,
forth.
yeah, hey, it is what it is. So did the reunion. Keep up. That's what my advice would be for you guys today to do is to keep up. The girls encourage her not to think that way. And Lisa says that, all of the ladies were there for her, especially Larsa. And Larsa went so far as to wait over 8 hours to testify in the restraining order hearing from Lenny's mistress, which I thought was commendable. And Larsa said, I was really doing it for her. We got to eat. And we ain't gonna be able to get nowhere to eat it. She can't go no damn well because she got a restraining order. And Lisa says that despite it all, she would marry again and wants to have a experience of true love.
I actually felt Larsa was trying to be a tough guy when she said that. The whole comment about I did it for me, not for her. Larsa tries to be tough and present this facade, but you could tell when she's a friend, and
yeah.
And I really think she was just trying to put on a tough guy act. She did that for Lisa Child.
I think
she's a girl.
Yeah, she's doing what she's supposed to do in that moment by not letting her friend dwell on the shitty situation she was in and just be like, fuck it, we're hitting the town, we're in our Heart Gold summer season, we're going out to dinner, that's why I did it. So like, as much as I hate her, she has been really good to Lisa, and except for the beginning of the season.
Yeah, you do. Everybody knows you rent it. She rents her house.
That bothered me in the beginning of the season because that wasn't really a read to me. So
yeah. It was a read.
It was only a read because she acted like it. Lisa gave into it like that. But if she didn't give into it, I'd have been like, and I'll do it again too, bitch. And it would have been flat. But she gave it too much of life.
You rent your feet, I rent my house. We're both collecting checks. Let's go eat.
Okay, all right.
That one left.
Yes, I like that. That was a read. Now that was a read.
Now this, you're on point.
Alexia and Marisol talk about being married to gringos. Next. Well, do y'all want to talk about it? I don't know because I can't.
I hated this segment. I hated this segment with every.
Yeah, you can skip. You can.
I hated it. The fact that they're celebrating like, oh, but my parents, I dated Persians and I had a Latino and I had this and all my daddy wanted was for me to marry a white man. I mean, y'all are white women anyway. Just because you're speaking Spanish don't make you not white. But my God, can we not pretend like whiteness is the thing that we're all striving to?
That's just what Giselle was trying to say on Girls Trip, which I'm sure you guys will get into in a couple. Let me not.
Stay on point.
Yes. Alexia and Nicole asked if Todd and Anthony have truly made up. And Alexia says, well, they ran into each other at a restaurant recently, and Anthony was being Antonia, like a chick because of his mouth. And Alexia says that Anthony said the only ones who have real jobs are Anthony and Nicole, and he can say whatever the F he wants. Anthony thought the things he said about Larsa was funny. Nicole says that that's not what happened. She said that Alexia came over to them at the bar and started saying, you guys are in trouble, which I actually do believe. Oh, but I believe Anthony said whatever he said too.
Oh, yeah. And two things can be true at once.
And I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. It happened because even Marisol was like, yeah, I was standing right there, Alexia, you did say that.
Look at Marisol trying to tell a little truth. Nicole says Alexia came in big mad and she got what she got. Larsa says Anthony is a bitch. Anthony is a bitch. And three things can be true because I don't care. I mean, I think, he can defend his family. He can defend his wife. But I do think at times he goes a little bit overboard, like the slut shaming thing. I just didn't understand what that was about. Like, Larsa's a horrible person, but not because she's a whore,
Right? She's very good at that. Just everything else is just horrible. But I mean, he has the right to respond however he responds to his family, but also they have a right to respond to his response. So everybody got a right to feel and say whatever the fuck they want to say.
Alexia will definitely tell you that anybody can say whatever she wants. No, she can say whatever she wants.
She can say whatever she wants to say.
She can definitely say whatever she wants to say. They asked Larsa about her braids, and y'all.
I knew you. Oh. I wanted Marisol to shut the fuck up so fast. Marisol, please.
I would have appreciated it so much more had she just said, I've worn them because I like them, and that's it. But she went into this whole other stuff where she had a right to wear them and that's what really bothered me.
Andy.
I set up.
when Andy said, "But your kids are black,"
and Kiki defended
your
her.
kids are black,
And then Kiki defended her.
And see, this is why I said last week I wasn't gonna give that bitch. Oh,
hold on now, not too much on Keeks.
well, I was talking about Larsa, but if the bitch fits, be it. Why I said I was not gonna give Larsa too much of my energy. And so you know what? I know y'all really thought that was gonna come in here and get the hooping and hollering and reading and yelling, but ignorant is as ignorant does. And you know, Larsa says that she can wear braids because it's not cultural appropriation. Why? Because she's not white.
But you're not what?
Yeah. I thought the bitch was white.
But my yes, Roseanne, my sweet baby,
you're brown.
You not black.
Yeah. Well, she used to be brown. Her old face was brown. This new face, I don't know what racially ambiguous.
Marisol says if anyone got weird about Bo Derek, and I want to say, I don't know, bitch, go back to 1982 and ask them.
Yeah. This whole
Did anybody get weird? Now see, she can get it any day of the week. Did anybody get
Don't do it,
I thought you said you wasn't gonna come in mad, Chase.
It's the last one, and I'm not gonna do it. But I want to say something to you, and you too as well, Kiki. It's a special place to hell for two ignorant bitches and one that cheers them on. Okay, you three. No.
Did she walk away with that burger?
Because y'all not gonna have me hot around here. Because I shut this camera off when this show goes off, and I want to hop through my TV and fight them girls. And it's not okay for me to be whipping on nobody's ass like that. At my age, I barely see. I might accidentally hit Julie or somebody on mistake because I can't. Wait a minute. I can't even recap it properly. She said that there's not going to be any backlash from anybody because she isn't white. And Marisol asked about Bo Derek. And Larsa says that her kids are black, and every 10 days, somebody comes up to do her son's hair. And Kiki says you should rock whatever you want as long as you look good. And I don't know if the people who are watching this now and are going to watch this in the future, by the way, thank you guys for all the success for the first two parts of our reunion recaps, by the way. But if you guys are watching this, understand why it is such a trigger. As a black person, normally I would go into why and give you the steps A through Z, you know what I'm saying? Why it is a trigger. But for Andy to ask those questions the way he did and move on the way he did, for Kiki and her burger eating ass to just be sitting up there pushing it on, for Marisol to be asking about Bo Derek, and for Larsa to really think that this shit is appropriate is not. And you know what? Normally I would commend, I'm going to be restrained, but I really think that Gertie did me a disservice because Gertie clearly knew that this is not right. And either they edited it out or they just showed her little shady look like this bitch is stupid. And maybe you have to be like that with Larsa because it is going to be a thing. But sometimes the thing is a thing and you're going to have to just do what you got to do. Like right now, I'm going to cuss that bitch out because bitch, you're not black. Another thing about it is
there we go.
Listen, I'm not so staunch in my blackness that I feel like you got to be black to wear braids. At this point, it's so many people who wear so many hairstyles and cultural whatever. You can't really police all of it, right? And so I'm not saying to police all of it, but Danny and Jamie were correct earlier when they said all she could have said was A and B, and it would have just been like, all right, girl, whatever. But the fact that she doubles down on it, like alluding to the fact that she is black, you're not black. And that is the issue that I have with
You're not even brown.
You don't have to be black.
Barely
you don't have
brown.
To.
Chase, can I add, like, if she had said, you know what, I can see where people would be upset. I don't feel like fucking with my hair on vacation. I put it in braids, but I can see the optics of it.
It's a low maintenance. Acknowledge that it exists.
But it's the fact
Andy
that you breeze past. Yeah, but Andy didn't want to get in that conversation because he can't facilitate that. You know what? I am kind of glad that Gertie didn't assert herself anymore, only because seeing how certain members of the cast were already purposed with the fact that they were going to say that Larsa was completely in the right and shouldn't have to defend or explain anything. Like Gertie kind of would have been out on a limb by herself. Kiki wasn't going to be jumping in and come into her defense.
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, it's just like Bravo has already proven, and Andy in particular, that they are ill-equipped and maybe uninterested in having nuanced, intelligent conversation of the optics centered around appropriation and hijacking of Blackness and the furtherment of anti-Blackness within their cast. So at that point, it's just like, can we just stop talking about it? If you're not going to press her, if you're not going to hold her feet to the fire, this bitch is just going to continue on to think she's in the right and doesn't have any responsibility to own anything, we're not going to get it because y'all don't want it. Y'all don't want to make her get it. Bravo. So
it's just we're going to move on. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know we got more reunion, and this is not like the biggest talking point, but for her to try to justify that as her children being Black, they Black. You're not Black. They Black. You're not Black.
It don't rub off.
I'm kind of confused at how she doesn't understand it. And, Kiki had the perfect opportunity to say, whatever you want to rock, but also be cognizant and acknowledge that people, their struggles with certain things that you're able to get away with or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, I'm just going to move on because I slapped the hell out of everybody on that left couch. That's how I feel right now. I'm that upset. Kiki says that she wants to, I'm sorry, anybody else want to say anything? I'm sorry. I just am so that is such a trigger for me. Anyway, Kiki says that she was emotional at the shaman because anything that gives her a chance to release her emotions, she's all for it due to the fact that her career is up and down and she's a single mom. Marisol is then asked about being super spiritual and says that she felt her mom super strong on the girls' trip in Thailand. And when asked about throwing the stones away, she said it was because she didn't want to receive energy from anyone and that it did not matter who gave it to her, but she does not think Julia has the capacity to give her anything with bad juju. However, Adriana's Brazilian. And Adriana says, well, shit, you Cuban. And I said, well, I guess it's a wash. I don't understand what it is. Thank you for the super chat. I can't see. I know I can't damn see. Who gave us that super chat?
DM Rocks. He said Andy held Kenya's feet to the fire when she wore that Native American costume.
See, now
and absolutely did. No, we're not going back, Chase. We're not going back. We're acknowledging that. We're not going back.
I just want to know this. Ask me this. Or answer me this.
Riddle me this.
Yes, I want someone to go back to the Real Housewives of New York, season 5, on the London trip, and ask me if they edited out Luann saying, "Hi, just scalpel, baby," and making those, offensive noises that she made, or was Kenya the only one penalized and edited out?
Should we do a lunch and lean recapping all of Bravo Housewives' most racist moments?
Because I got to work in this town. You're not gonna get me put out.
And that's more than lunch. And that's more than lunch.
That's more than a lunch lean.
Oh my God, I'm such a sellout. Sorry, y'all, but it's true.
That's the whole season.
Listen,
you can speak, but you can't speak too much, or you're gonna be on the books, baby. And I want a career. And if you guys want me to have a career too, you say it for me, but don't use my name. Just comment on it. Be like, yeah, something ain't right. But don't say Chase was like, yeah, I agree with you, Chase. Something ain't right. Because then if you say that, then it still make me like I'm the one who did it, and I'm trying to have a career. Thank you.
We got you.
All right, Kiki, you better work for that Apple or that.
You better work for your Burger King, bitch. I can't believe it.
They gave her
that made me mad too. But we're gonna get that. Oh, that made me angry. So in that segment, Andy makes it about him and wants to know what his stone would say if Adriana gave him one, and she said it would say love. And I said, I know that's right, girl, because they're barely giving you a mojito. You better get your ass up there and get to sucking up. And Andy reminds everyone that Mama Elsa told him years ago that he was incapable of love. Marisol asked if she was right or wrong, and he says, he just hopes it isn't over. So she was right.
Okay.
She's right.
She's right, girl.
She's right. They assure him that it's not over, and we say goodbye to Kiki, and he hands her a Whopper burger, cold.
Hate it.
And all she wanted to know was if fresh out the broiler. I mean, I would have been like, girl, was it on the board? If y'all old school, y'all know Whopper on the board mean cut in half. It didn't even cut in half, so I got to eat a whole big ass burger? No.
It could have at least been wrapped up.
Okay. And they were in hour 6 of that reunion. Where did you get this burger?
No, it was just open.
He just handed her the burger like, huh?
Yeah.
I said, oh, no, thank you, baby.
No, well, we've already seen her drink after people, so hygiene ain't really something she's concerned with. I love you, Kiki.
Kiki can be a friend of the show.
Yeah,
He already
She doesn't need
is.
to
It could
film a
be
lot.
less. What's less than
Yeah,
that?
I
you know,
guess she can be
it's
a
also
guest
it was very pointed that she was the only friend who got asked to leave after their little segment.
because if they could give 8 mojitos out without you bitches complaining like y'all did in New York,
Ooh,
they would do it. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, you know what I mean?
Beverly Hills had 38 cast members at one point
And y'all complained about it.
because 3 of them were boring.
I like having a lot of girls on cast. That's me,
Yeah.
but some people don't like
I'd be
it. I
on the.
think the
I'd be
sweet
on
spot
the.
is
I'd be on the fence about it, Chase, because sometimes when you have that many girls, it's hard to get some individual scenes and backstory. That's the
I
Yeah.
don't
only
want
thing.
that. I want
But
fights.
I do like the group scenes when it's that many.
Because the girls
Yes,
work for
chaos.
camera time. The girls work for camera time.
Much like on the lean, much like on the lean. Um,
You
so
remember
they
Super
sent her.
Lean?
I don't remember anything about it. They sent Kiki tall ass off with a burger, but before she goes, even taller Julia says, "Kiki, I just want to let you know that I love you, and you're the light and the funniest. But I could not, in good conscience, have you in my house because you threatened legal action, and there's a big no-no. Even though I invited Larsa, who said that I was fucking a man on Miami Beach, and she told my wife on camera in my house, whatever." Julia apologizes and suggests and Kiki suggests that they go on a date. And at first I was like, oh, that's sweet, her, Martina and Julia, but nope. Kiki want to get her box 8.
She's been begging for the deed, but has 2 seasons and ain't getting none. So,
Don't let the people fetishize. Oh,
I wouldn't mind Kiki being a housewife. I would like to learn some of her story.
Yeah.
she's got a great story. She
I
does. I
would
just
like to
think
learn.
She has
that
she has a
sucks up.
child. She's a single mother. Like, why
She
aren't we
Yeah.
she needs a
seeing?
check.
Yeah. But that little segment right here kind of showed me like we are now 30 minutes into part 3 of this reunion, and Andy hasn't touched on the feud that Julia and Kiki had that kind of lasted a couple episodes
He
that
wasn't
started on the
going
boat.
to.
We didn't talk about that. Like there were things that were really, really missed because we spent 45 minutes on Adriana trying to get Marisol and Alexia to not hate her. Like, my God.
Follow the story. That's the story. Frankie calls and Alexia becomes a human for 30 seconds, and then she's back to being a bitch. Andy congratulates Gertie on, well, I mean, it's true. That's the
It's
only thing
true.
that
It's very
humanizes her.
true.
Andy congratulates Gertie on being Bridal Planner of the Year, and I didn't hear the applause as loud as Alexia's when she's cheering for herself, but that's neither here nor there. Gertie was also named 100 Best Global Planners, and she stuck it in everybody's face and let them know, and it said that she'll be in Qatar, and you girls can't even spell Qatar, and then flipped off and walked on her jet like she was Nicki Minaj. I said, I know that's
I
right.
love that.
Lisa Baird, could she go because her man ain't taking her nowhere. And Gertie was like, no, I'll be hanging out with Lisa Milan in
I
Dubai,
love that.
not
I
you.
love
And I
that.
thought that was an interesting reference because a lot of you may or may not know that Lisa Milan was this close to being on Miami.
Yeah. But she moved.
So well, yeah, but she stays in Miami too. So I don't know do
Yeah.
they stay in Dubai more or Miami more? I don't know.
I mean, Lisa
Nobody
hasn't
knows.
been back to the state. Nobody knows.
I do like
Nobody knows.
Gertie's humbleness when she corrected us. I'm just one of. There were many
Yeah.
more. I did appreciate that. She
Well,
should
that's
have
Had
because
it been
she's
humble.
another,
professional.
She
just
didn't
had it
need to
been
be humble,
Alexia.
but it was nice that she was. I would have been just as happy if she wasn't humble and she would have
Oh,
just been
absolutely.
smelling
Because
herself.
that's big for you. That's huge. And all of these, I think this package right here kind of frustrated me a little bit because within the same breath, they're like, oh, are you taking time out of your work to spend time with your husband because he asked you to? Like, you have a black woman, a black immigrant from a country that has, been torn by natural disasters. And she came here when she was young and she built herself and is being named with all of these accolades and awards. And the biggest thing that you can ask is, are you scaling back the work that you're doing so that way you can go on dates with your husband? Like, I get that was a point of like storyline, but why isn't the conversation of like, are you having more conversations about you being a boss ass bitch and is your husband proud of you? How does your husband feel that you built this business from the ground up? And does he understand while you're busy? How do you juggle it? Like,
I like this comment. Because I've always
Which
thought
one was it? The one that's on the screen?
show more of their Haitian side. Like we don't see that. We see everything Cuban, which is fine. But we have cast members, who are Haitian, and it'd be nice to see some of that.
Gertie tries. Like she talks about it like all the time. But I don't know if the show focuses so much on that. Like
on Gertie.
On Gertie. Like you have a woman that literally is probably one of the most successful aside from Nicole at this point, who is thriving in their career. And you're not focusing on her achievements. Like you're not focusing on her work and what she's built and what she's done for herself. But you're focusing on date nights? You want to ask if you've gone on fucking date nights? Like this bitch is just named to like Vogue. She was in fucking Vogue. Like, why are we not focusing on that?
And I'll say for what it's worth, I know a lot of people don't. I just clearly said I don't care about the individual scenes. I want fights. But I did like her scene at the house with the kids in Manu. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. Gertie says that she scaled back her wedding planning from 15 weddings a year to 5. And Alexia looked like she wanted to eat shit. And I hate you. So good. Gertie says if it wasn't for the show, Russell would have never told her, and their family life has improved tremendously because of it. But she also has to take some credit, which she really didn't. She really put in the work to make that family life better. He raised the concern, and she started bending over more and hanging out with it, working less. I said, all right, girl. I don't know how I feel about that because, but I ain't
Not. No, I get it. Like
I get where you're going with that, Chase, but I'm just.
Oh, it was a joke. I'm joking.
No, but it's also a real thing, I think, too. And I'm just gonna say I appreciate, that she's fighting for what she wants in her life.
Yeah. And that's the interesting part because she's such a power player that's obviously coming up. And she's not one of those women that's like, I don't give a fuck about my family. She genuinely loves her husband. They've got a great relationship. She's got beautiful kids. She's invested in the kids. Like, this is what old school housewives used to be. Successful women who have businesses, who are, big names in the cities that they are in, juggling career and family. And she is literally, her and Nicole are prime examples of women that are doing that. And it just seems like their professional accomplishments definitely have not been highlighted enough.
Well, I feel like
because
Nicole
they are accomplished.
Talked about plenty. It's Gertie's to me that isn't how Nicole's has talked about plenty.
Nicole's has talked about
Nicole let you know about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone want to read that comment on the screen?
They haven't been to an Haitian restaurant. They could have spoke about having the discussion about the crystal, considering the importance of voodoo in Haiti. Haitian princess.
Haiti.
Oh, okay. We got a. What did I say? Haiti?
Yes.
Haiti. Sorry.
Haitian Walker. You voting for Haitian Walker?
I was reading her name, which is the Haitian princess or Haitian empress. Sorry. But yeah, they really missed the mark. I mean, I get white Cubans are the majority in Miami. Danny, you can probably back that up. But like, there's also cultures everywhere.
There's
Black
plenty
folk,
of
brown
Haitian,
folk.
There's literally a Haitian restaurant down the street from me. I go and eat griot all the time. Like, it's so good. But yeah, they definitely could have showed it. We have Little Havana. We have Little Haiti here. Yep. Like we have all these areas. They could definitely have showed the Haitians, more Haitian culture. But again, like you say, Chase, we have so many group scenes. We don't have as many individual scenes on this show, I think, for them to even be able to do that. And when we do, they focus them on Alexia.
And we don't want it. You guys don't watch wrestling, and I know it. But there's a chant they do back in the 80s when there would be like a guy doing an interview. The fans at ringside would say, "We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it." And every time she comes on, I just be like, "We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it." Unless it's
Frankie.
Spoily oily.
That's it. You don't even want to hear about Frankie? Not Big Frank?
We get to the OG feud and discuss Adriana versus Alexia and Marisol. No, I don't have nothing against Frankie. I actually think that humanizes her, and I am invested in his progress with the charity that he's working with, and I do want to see him in his journey to independence, and I wish that for him if that's what he wants. So I'm not gonna throw shade at the child, but listen. There's a saying that we say in the black community, and I don't fault the child. I don't fault the child, and I don't. And before I move forward, I also want to give Gertie a little bit of her flowers too because she used the platform the right way. You have to think about it. Housewives is like a niche audience, right? And then you're not even on Bravo, you're on Peacock, so that's half of that, right?
Somebody got that
So,
portion of that.
Okay, because she don't know.
don't get me started on her. But her job and her line of business directly aligns with the Bravo Peacock Housewives fan base pipeline. And so the fact that she was able to take that minuscule audience that you would think that Peacock would generate and gather and get the press to spin that and, elevate her in the press if they're not doing it on the show is simply amazing because honestly, I have only seen 2 events, and although they have been really fabulous events, that wouldn't be enough to make me book her for my wedding if I didn't know anything about her. You get what I'm saying? So the fact that she was able to turn that and make that into something is like really commendable. Go ahead.
And Chase, while you were just saying that, something else hit me. People love exclusivity, right? And having something that's limited. Gertie was very smart in plugging that she only does 5. People who view this show, they are going to fight for those 5 spots. They are going to try to book her for the highest bidder. She was very smart and intentional in doing that.
That's true. All right, so we get on to the OG feud and discuss Adriana versus Alexia and Marisol. Marisol is in tears as she thought they were really friends. She loved Adriana. And when it comes to her ex-friends, her ex, I don't understand her ex-friends don't do that, i.e., drop the bombshell that Adriana dropped regarding Marisol's ex. Adriana said that she thought that she was proving her loyalty to Marisol, and Andy calls BS. And then Adriana admits that she regrets it. Adriana was really good friends with Marisol's mom, Elsa, and uses that as a point that if Elsa loved me, I don't see why we're not getting along, which I thought was, maybe it was honest, but it was a little cheap in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Larsa is asked why she ran back to Alexia and spilled that tea, and what that Adriana said to her in a heartfelt moment and used it against her. And Larsa says it's because she called Alexia a bitch. And I was like, well, so you gonna tell her back because she felt like she was telling the truth? I don't know. Anyway, and she has tons of feelings. But Larsa, my dear, the way that you ran it back was not conducive to setting up reconciliation. If you want to reconcile, maybe you should have got the 2 of them together and just said, Larsa feels this way. Not Larsa called you Adriana called you a bitch, and
she didn't lie.
She think you hating on her.
Okay,
she didn't lie. She didn't lie, but it wasn't the best way to relate that. I'm sorry.
She didn't test the lie.
Alexia says, you never know which Adriana you're going to get. And Adriana says she texts Alexia all the time asking to meet for lunch, etc. And Alexia says that she never went because Adriana is fake. And I have opinions, and my opinion is Adriana is the slowest bitch on that couch. And the reason why I said she's the slowest bitch on that couch is because there's no way I would have sat up there, let alone that Alexia and droop face Marisol. And I called her droop face. I don't give a fuck who like it or don't. Droop face Marisol would have been sitting up there crying, talking about what I did when I would have said, if you wouldn't have been on national fucking Peacock, because not television, national fucking Peacock, and tried to embarrass me, talking about my man married, and you know how I feel about having a married man, then I wouldn't have had to go and let you know that your man did not want you and want to fuck on me. Next. So you own that until I get an apology from Alexia and you, it is up and it's stuck. Now I shouldn't have said what I said about your child, but Marisol, everything I said about you, I mean it. I ain't taking it back, bitch.
Well, you covered that scene.
All right.
I just was like sitting there, like, is she gonna like say something?
It bothered me too when Julia was trying to give some context, not to make them feel sorry for Adriana, but to let them know why she may be in such a dark place, feeling lonely and stuff. And then Larsa, who didn't even have a comment made about her, was like, "Oh, why y'all keep making excuses?" Like, girl,
please shut up.
Yeah, like
Nobody's talked to you in 10
I
years.
felt for Adriana when she cried for a little bit. She annoys me, but I felt for her.
Marisol can be her, or not Marisol. Adriana can be her own worst enemy because her
She is
mouth
her own worst enemy.
does get her in trouble a lot. And I think, and even Marisol, she commented on it. She said, I enabled you a lot. I made excuses for you. I gave you a pass on your bad behavior when your mouth cashed checks that you couldn't, or wrote checks you couldn't cash. I enabled all of that until you turned on me. And why would I forgive you? You've done this. This isn't new. And so I get the frustration on both ends, but also at this point, it's like Adriana has a right to be upset, like Chase said. Even though Marisol was kind of like, hey, maybe you've got it wrong, Alexia. Like, you need to scroll down and you need to do this, because Alexia got mad at her for that. But like at the end of the day, like y'all are all in your 60s. Like, let's sit down and have a conversation, because nothing that was said warrants what this has become in any way, shape, or form. Like at this point, you're mad at her just to be mad.
I agree.
And Larsa, nobody asked you. Like, Larsa, please, this doesn't involve you.
I agree, Jamie, because I feel like no matter what Adriana has said, Alexia was going to carry with it.
Yeah. She was already made up her mind that, like,
reaction.
Yeah. So it's just kind of like, and we've said it before, I liked Alexia last season. Going into this season, I still liked her. But she has just devolved into something that's like...
You still like who?
Going into the season, I liked Alexia. Going into the season.
And
but
you still do?
I said, cannot...
I want to get that on record. I want to get that on record.
I still like her. I still like her. But
girl, what the fuck? What does she have to do to you? What does she have to do?
So you don't like bitches that are villains? You don't like... What train? That I like her? That she's entertaining to watch?
No,
she clicked, and it ain't changing over here. What are you gonna do? You gonna send me a check to change?
What I am gonna do is, you know what?
You gonna pay my bills to change? What are you gonna do? She clicked down so bad though. Like she's not the fun Alexia that she was initially. She a little prejudiced. She a little...
Say it right, racist, not prejudice. Racist.
So anyway, that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't know who the fuck he thought he was talking to, but we'll play it.
Let me take off my glasses so you can see.
Are you gonna give them to me?
You get a little keyboard. Thank you, somebody.
Oh, baby, I don't need a keyboard. You know what I give. You know what it gives. You know what it gives.
They're gonna get you in the comments, Chase.
And they're gonna get got.
Don't bully
me. If you come in the comments advocating for Alexia down here, I got something for you. And ain't nobody gonna be able to stop me. And that's on period.
No, and
now go ahead with your Alexia Love Fest, boo.
Chase, Art World said it right in the comments. Alexia is not a villain you love to hate. You know, we all have those villains we love to hate. Alexia is not one of them.
She's not one of them. She's a villain. And I think the Haitian Empress did ask, did we touch on the Antonio comment? We mentioned it, but we didn't really talk about it. It's homophobic. Next. And that's it. So that's who you riding for, Jamie. Ride for your homophobic queen, boo.
But don't y'all, what do y'all call Peter whenever Miss Peter was getting involved?
I've never called him that. I've never called him that.
I've held Nene to the fire for that too.
I've never called him that.
Not everything is homophobic, girls. Now she's a little bit transphobic.
Wait a minute.
That little comment about, can you believe that it's a man?
Referring to a man as a woman to insult him is homophobic. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, she's saying he a bitch. That's not homophobic.
Okay.
It can be. It's whatever.
Jamie down here talking, because let me tell you something.
Y'all have a good day.
Off and he turned it on. No, ma'am. Jamie is one of the most eloquent, most well-studied.
Jamie is a warrior, and he's turning it off right now.
And I'm just confused as to why he's giving this when he know he's full of shit right now. Is there something in your cocky?
Look, no.
And remember, Peter, hold on. And her child is also very happy that Peter Pan and Wendy are still white. So he learned that from somewhere.
So
he learned that from somewhere.
No, and I do fault the child.
Okay, well, that's not a child. That man is 30. He's a fuck rag. So let's be honest. We understand that sometimes comments like that are rooted in homophobia. Comments like that are insinuating someone's sexuality. We've seen a lot of housewives that participate in that. However, calling somebody by a female name because they're involved in bitch activities doesn't always denote homophobia. She didn't
What
say
did she say
anything
last
about
season at the gay event,
and
Jamie?
that's what I just said, that her comment last season was transphobic.
What did she say this week on the girls' trip?
What'd she say? Oh, no, actually, she didn't say that. All of them said that.
Oh, so
Portia
all of
said
them
that. Portia said, "Oh, those are men. They're all men, or some
did
of them
she or
women."
did she not out her ex?
Well, that's her story. Her ex was married to her and
It's her
fucking on
story.
men.
Listen,
It's
I
a
don't
story.
like her.
Now,
and
granted,
you
I don't
like
like
her?
it. I didn't like it. I thought that it was tacky.
Jamie,
bit.
I've seen you go off on a lot of people and cut a lot of housewives off for a lot less. I'll just say that.
Who?
Okay,
Who?
this next segment.
Oh, Cortez. Cortez.
Chase, look.
I know I added them.
Oh.
Slander. No. You guys, we can go. This is what you want. It was like she was short circuiting. Slander, meltdown. Please finish your point, baby. But I just had to call you
That
out
was it.
because you would have did it.
No, I
If
get.
you was
I
us,
get
you
what,
would have
y'all are
asked
saying.
questions. You would have asked
I get
questions.
what y'all are saying, and y'all have every right to feel that way. I didn't necessarily think it was overt homophobia. I think it's a very easy read to call somebody a female when they're getting involved, because it's not like that man woke up one day and was just like, you know what, I'm going to talk shit about Larsa. Like, I'm
woke up
going to
like,
talk shit
Larsa
about
the hoe.
Alexia.
He called his son a bastard.
Absolutely. Larsa started it, so he has every right to respond how he wants. Alexia does not like that man because that man has spoken a lot more truth, regardless if you don't like how he said it. Nothing that man has said has been a lie. He absolutely can say whatever the fuck he wants. That man is a millionaire. He's made his money. Alexia has married a multiple millionaire. Well, two. So the money she has made has come from her lying on her back. So that man is allowed to say whatever he wants to say and defend his family however he wants to defend his family.
All right. That's what he say now. That's what he say. Now we're going to move
Shut
on.
up, Chase.
Larsa butts in and Adriana tells her to stay out of it because it's not about her. And Larsa says, it's always about me. And Andy cracked up. Alexia owes Leah an apology, she says, because Leah told her and tried to warn all of the girls about how deceptive Adriana is, such as already being married to Frederick. Adriana wants to talk to Leah, wants to talk about Leah, excuse me. This is when I was falling asleep. Sorry. No shame in my game. I fell asleep 5 times in that reunion. And it is what it is. So if I say Alexia
it was hard for me to catch on too. I had to watch it twice.
Listen,
I was lost.
It could have been 2 parts, but we love y'all for rocking with us. Anyway, she said that she wants to talk about Leah and try to get some tea out, but baby, Alexia was working overtime to shut that tea down, and Andy let her do it.
Andy said, "But I'm your boss."
When he said that, I was like, "Hold on now. You're not the boss of me." He said, "But I am."
He's been really disgusting. Yes, really disgusting.
Now, Andy is someone that deserves a little homophobia, if you ask me.
Okay.
So Andrea,
as I said,
Andrea, she deserves a little.
As I said, I want to have a career, and so you're not going to ruin that. So this is what I'm going to do.
I'm texting him right now, and I'm.
Oh wait, I did that wrong. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Tech support. Tech support. Tech support. Tech support.
Slander.
Slander.
Welcome to the Chase Show. Hey y'all. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to block my screen out because I don't want to be associated with
I think that
Andy
was
Cohen slander.
Too.
Andy Cohen, I love you.
That was homophobic.
Wow.
Chase.
Say it again, Chase.
Anyway, Robin Dixon. And yes, it may have been a little bit of that. Danny, you might have been right on that again because Danny normally be right. Listen, I just think that, Andy.
You hate saying his name.
Well, because it's like, is this how the girls felt with filming with Shani and Mariah? Well, not Mariah, because you see how they weren't scared of her. Maybe this is like what it feels like filming with Shiny because I'm like, I don't give a fuck. It's the reunion. I'm not shutting. Tell her to shut up. Like, I don't like stuff like that. And I'm your boss, so you're going to answer. That's what he tried to pull with Monique. And Monique was like, that little check. The check was little. I
And
know how much
Nene,
you make. I know how much you make. So do you know I need more? Girl, the
he couldn't
check
do that with
little.
Nene either. Nene would tell her, move on.
Okay,
And that was really grinds gears. Nene wouldn't let him chump her. I give you that. Ugh, I just thought that was gross. And since we jumped ahead, I don't really know where we are on the recap. So if I skip ahead, I'm sure you guys will correct us. Get over it. Now let me stop. I'm gonna try to figure out what was
We was at the Leah thing.
that. Okay. Andy asks if Adriana actually married Frederick in 2008 and then got remarried in 2013 for the show as the claims were. She denied the claims again and said that that is just not true. They talk Adriana's ankle, and Nicole says it was indeed swollen and bruised, but the left couch isn't buying it. You know what the left couch is saying? We don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it.
But you know, when you saw the picture of it, the flashback, you could see that it was bruised.
Yeah, yeah, but she still stood up on it and was doing the funky
Yeah,
Watusi.
she still been on there.
She was like, Miami's hot. Oh, my ankle. Girl, and bring it around. We haven't forgotten about that, girl. You was putting 10 on 20. Or 20 on 10, whatever it is. They asked Adriana about the analogy, and Adriana says that she was just trying to relate, but she never meant to hurt Alexia. And I actually do believe that.
Absolutely.
Alexia wants to know why Adriana says these things because they create pain. Nicole thought Adriana was having a mental breakdown, and Alexia says that if she truly felt that way, Adriana would have sent more than a my bad. And I kind of agree. I don't say if she truly felt that way, but I think that she definitely did not do herself any favors by just sitting like my bad, girl. You know what I'm saying? My bad.
Well,
Julia
so
was well. Hold on, Julia. Really cringed to this whole thing because she really could not support her girl in the way that she wanted to. Julia says that Adriana was definitely in a dark place, and everyone has a family, and Adriana has nothing but that tired, wilted up ass fella boa. Go ahead, Jamie.
not the boa. So they released full screens of the text messages that Adriana sent her on Twitter. Adriana legitimately apologized, was going in on it about the apology. The very last sentence of her 2-part apology just says, I chose my words wrong. That is not what I meant. My bad. So Alexia discounted her whole thing. I love Frankie. Frankie is like a son. I've been there through everything. I would never do that. Yeah. And so when I saw that online, I was like, girl, so now you're dragging it even more. You're pointing on that she said my bad, but you're ignoring that this lady literally acknowledged that she's been with you with this entire journey of your son, and she feels bad that she said these things. But you're going to focus on the last 2 words of the second text that she sent you, and you're going to run with this for months.
It's
my
tricky.
bad.
It's tricky because knowing that you've been on this journey with her, saying that would cut that much more to me.
Yeah. But the fact that she poured her heart out and she's still crying in front of you saying, I fucked up, I'm sorry. Like, again, this just goes, Alexia just wants to be mad at her.
And Alexia definitely scrolled down that time all the way down.
Absolutely. And it's the thing to me that it's just like, it was laughable when Alexia said, why do you say these things to people that hurt people? Completely ignoring the fact that she called Julia's whole entire country prostitutes. Completely ignoring the fact that she compared the Haiti benefit to a little engagement party. Completely ignoring the fact that she runs her mouth and offends people and stands in it and says, I'm allowed to say whatever I want to say because I'm a star. Like, Alexia, please shut up.
Can I just point out? Wait. I'm sorry. Can I point out that he's still on Alexia's team after he running all that down? Go ahead, Dan.
No, I never said you trying to paint a narrative.
You did say that.
Hold on, Jamie.
Slander.
Chase. Just so that me and you are very clear on this. We want everybody else to know. We are not upset at that comment because of Alexia. It's because of Frankie. We don't give a damn. I don't give a damn how Alexia.
I hope that people didn't misread that. We were riding for Alexia because I'm not.
I had to be clear. I don't care nothing about Alexia. I
I
care
don't
about
fault the
friendship.
child.
See, you see what you did in the comments? Now people are saying Alexia's my fave. Never once did I say Alexia's
Well,
my
I'm just
fave.
telling you, I'm
Y'all
pointing out
running
what the
this
people.
narrative. Y'all ain't about to get... Shane, let's go. You gonna call in or what?
Oh, you're not gonna come for Shane, baby. Shane J said what
Baby.
Shane J said, baby. Period.
Baby.
In the words of Coco, period. No, if she would have said this, Art World says if she would have said that's my mistake, would it sound better? No, if she would have just said instead of my bad, again, I sincerely apologize. I think that would have been the best way to wrap that up with a bow and end it. But my
Yeah.
bad, it kind of does. If, especially for a person like Alexia who looks for any reason to get off the hook, it validates everything that you did. You see what I'm saying? You can look,
Alexia
you can look at it that
voice.
way. You can look at it that way and take that and run with that, and that's what she did.
No,
And
Alexia,
I'm reading
because
it in her
Nicole...
voice. And that
Okay,
makes me
very
even more
good.
glad.
Wait, what'd you say,
My
Jamie? I'm
bad.
sorry.
I said I'm reading the my bad in Adriana's voice, and it sounds just that bad.
It's my
Nicole
bad. Yeah,
sat
it
in
was
front
bad.
of her and eloquently apologized. Nicole sat in front of her and
Ooh.
heartfelt apologized. And
Come on now.
Alexia still didn't accept that apology. So, like, nothing Adriana was going to say was going to make them better. Alexia wanted to be mad.
Baby, they eating
Regardless.
Jamie up.
I don't give a fuck about them.
No, don't you say that. Oh, Zeta got it.
Previously, Zeta, does the word previous? Let me look up previously. We're going to put it in the previously. And I'm pretty sure I just said it. I liked her
Danny,
going
get
in
him.
to this season.
Baby,
So
I ain't got the button. I ain't got the button.
Since some of you girls don't have the nuance to understand
No,
definitions.
hey. Don't insult our viewers.
Y'all
They
about
can say
to
we
get
say
me.
we want to say. They can say what
Y'all ain't about to get me.
They get me all the time, baby.
They do get you in the comments.
They are getting you, sister. They are
They are
getting
getting
you.
They're
you,
wearing me
sister.
low. They're getting you, sister.
Previously, at a previous or earlier time.
We're not gonna do
before.
it. We're not gonna do it.
Okay, you're
Merriam
acting like
Webster.
Alexia, but you're acting like
Merriam
Alexia
Webster.
right now.
Before.
You are acting like Alexia. Thank y'all for calling Jamie out because I just need to know if it was true or false anyway.
Girl, fuck you. Fuck you and fuck them.
You are gonna get the Lena FCC violation. With
Listen,
What is
Cortez
that
is
about?
never going to take a night off. Cortez
We
is
are
coming
never
back
going to be able to go
immediately.
mainstream with all this cussing that you be doing. So, Gertie says
No,
Adriana
somebody
is
said,
mentally...
let's give Jamie a burger.
Oh. Gertie says Adriana is mentally unstable. And I want to thank you guys for coming to our show tonight. That's it.
No, Chase. It was funny that when Gertie said that, Adriana says emotionally. She corrected her. She said
snapped
emotionally.
out of her tears real quick.
But no, it's funny that Adriana only because everybody else is like, you're crazy, you're stupid, you're dumb, my bad. Da, 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 da. You're unstable. She's lonely. She's miserable. She lives in the dark with her feather boa. She don't have no man. She ain't got no money. And then she was like, well, wait a minute, Gertie. You ain't gonna get none. Whoa. Gertie better start standing up for her damn self because everybody else rail for filth.
And just a little off topic, but when Adriana was on that sofa just sitting there listening, black boa, that little feather boa aside, her face was very, very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I have to watch it.
No, not just here. Don't even go that up. You got to take the hair out.
While she was sitting on the couch looking like Ric Flair.
See, Haitian Empress agrees with me. Adriana had one of the best faces.
I didn't get into it. I'm sorry, but I will get into it. She's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. My bad. Anyway, no. Lisa can relate to Adriana because she's currently in those shoes. Marisol says that I don't know what I wrote. I was asleep. I was actually this is the sleep portion, y'all. Marisol says that Adriana is dark. What was the dark? I remember it, but it's not. I don't got it down right. And she's okay, yeah. And she's made excuses for years. True. Adriana says that Marisol is unwell, and then Adriana brings out a letter. You guys, now let's talk about this letter. You ready? So this letter accuses Marisol of abuse. Not only does it accuse Marisol of abuse, it says that she disregards both of their well-beings she's unwell and she needs an intervention from a real friend, aka not long neck Alexia. So that was she shot two at one and Alexia just was slow and didn't get it. If she continues with this excessive drinking, it may kill them all. I'm sorry, I'm getting triggered.
It was at that moment where I said, y'all need to bully her more. Come on. Bully her a lot more.
Sincerely, Marisol delivered. I said, oh! No, that was horrible. You should have, I would have brought her back. My bad. That shit wasn't funny. It was not funny to me.
My liver probably wrote a letter too.
Angie was so mad. Angie said, what the fuck is this?
You made them
What
read
is
that.
this?
And at that point, Julia finally stands up and has had enough and says, bitch, you lame and you dragging me down.
Julia said,
She said, I can't even, this ain't helping. We're not having no happy ending.
The left couch, I wrote, the left couch is yelling at Adriana and Julia looks, oh wait, not yet. So then after that, she stands up. Well, I wrote, after Cecilia Marisol's liver, I wrote, everyone thinks it's stupid. So I guess everyone, it was stupid. Everyone thinks it's stupid. Adriana didn't give Marisol. I mean, listen, it was probably.
She really thought it was Nicole's.
You know what it was? It was so bad, it was good. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So bad, but it's so good.
Because she was writing that and she was like, I'm eating this up. Oh, they're going to live for this.
You know she was? Oh, gosh. I'm going to have a production assistant to just insert my favorite memes throughout our recap because it was given very much when she was typing it. And it was, what is the name of that drag queen that was on? No, RuPaul Drag Race. She was like, huh. Oh,
Alexis. Alyssa. She's like, huh. Oh, I can't say that.
Okay. You said she was giving Snooki. She was giving Snooki. She was not only giving
Snooki when she was typing. She said, "Wrong." You know what? She was giving three girls.
She was giving very much Angela Lansbury from Murder She Wrote.
She said,
no, what's that one GIF where the Asmer, the Chew lady, is typing chewing gum on the computer? That's what she was giving.
Y'all live her.
Oh my God.
It was given very much. Oh well, that's a good example because it's funny, but it's a little triggering. But
you know why
it was given
because
Peter Griffin as an
assistant
with a long fingernail.
Against her.
I really thought it was that man that she was sleeping with that she said she didn't mess around with.
No, but I wanted it to be a real accusation against her.
That's what I was saying. Like I thought it was going to be, and then as it was going on, I was like, "Girl, it's about her liver, ain't it?"
It was Marisol's reaction. She goes, "Girl, that was
Marisol
so dumb."
was like, I'm clever. I'm more clever than that. I'm the cleverest bitch here.
Oh my God.
Nicole not even that clever, bitch. I'm the cleverest bitch. That wasn't funny. Oh my
God.
That is correct. It was funny, but it did not top Nicole's Meredith's invitation.
Yeah, no, it would never. It was bad actually, and
it was hilarious.
If it wasn't so bad, that is like anybody else. But I just see that goes to show you how strong Adriana is as a character. Because anybody else, it would have flopped, and they probably would have been.
Andy said, "I'm keeping it, baby."
They probably would have been like not brought back the next season over it,
And this is what makes her great. She lacks.
That's what I was saying. She's so resilient in that regard.
Not resilient because she's so brave.
Yes, she's so resilient because the next thing she does is she takes it a step further. She stands up and she has Marisol a list of alcohol anonymous locations. I was like, now that's what you should have did, bitch. Girl, hush, huh? Because you can't even sit up straight, girl, huh? And sat back down. She didn't have to read that stupid letter. Just give it an AA. And so, I'm pretty sure they let the cameras come in because the only time you know what I'm saying? Whatever, girl. Anyway. The left couch is yelling at Adriana and Julia looks like she wants to die of embarrassment. True. Julia and Nicole say, well, did you guys want to have anything else to say before we move on? Because we got to get the people down to the line. Okay. Julia and Nicole said there doesn't look to be a chance for peaceful resolution, and Andy agrees and doesn't push it. We then begin talking about Alexia's sons, and Alexia thanks Bravo because of the Moya Foundation reached out to help with letting Frankie grow into his independence. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I love that. Alexia says she's never been to a therapist, and everyone advocates for her to do so. Alexia says her mom was her therapist, and that's sad because as we all know, her mom passed away. Yeah. But also,
She needs to get into therapy for a litany of issues.
Why didn't they correct Alexia and say it's Peacock, not Bravo?
Because it's Alexia's show regardless.
Because she probably thought she is on Bravo.
Oh my God, nobody's told her that it's not on Bravo yet, huh?
Okay.
Wait, what? What's a Peacock?
Oh.
And not only that, everything she's done has been on Peacock because Ultimate Girls Trip. Anyway. Yeah, but everyone advocates that she should probably see a therapist. She said that she is happy that Peter broke up with his girlfriend, and I'll be happy when Peter break up with racism and all the other shit he got going on. But that's neither here nor there.
Parse your expectations. Lower those expectations.
Allegedly, because I don't know if he is a racist or not. Allegedly.
No, it is.
Well, you're not going to get me because she's very much the kind of girl.
He racist. I really do not like Peter. He sounds like he's missing a chromosome. That tongue a little thick.
He's not a fade?
I do not. Y'all like, no, because I'll fight you. I'll fight the bitches in the comments.
You cannot be cussing them people out on our show, Jamie. Who's going to watch us? No, you cannot. Who's going to watch us?
Everybody.
Okay.
The 1,000 people that viewed the episode last week.
You didn't say you want to fight all of them.
But you know, and Alexia
I'll fight them too.
Alexia call Adriana dark, but Alexia's really the one with the dark soul.
Very much.
Ooh, and cancel Jamie. Look at that.
Do it. Who was that? I want to know which one of our admins was that.
But the right person said it.
Look at my hands.
Not the lean. It's Cortez. Cortez in the background.
The one who can cancel you.
The right. But she won't.
86, that whole Nino.
Not Nino.
Nino Brown. Oh my God, this is a lot of Marisol in this argument I don't want to talk about. I'm so sorry. That's so unprofessional.
To callers.
Oh, girl, y'all calling in.
At this point, y'all start calling in. My God.
Oh my God, I'm so sick of talking about them.
He put the link in already.
Okay, Adriana says that she's always reached out to Alexia regarding Peter, and again, the OGs share how sad it is that they've come to this point. Deep down, she loves them both, and Marisol wants to know why Adriana would try and take her down because y'all took her down first. Anyway, Adriana says that she puts her foot in her mouth, but they also said that she deserves to be alone, and no one loves her, and all of the cast doesn't agree that should happen. Adriana gives both Marisol and Alexia compliments. They return in kind, and they say no more bringing up the past. Gertie then does Andy's job and says, ask Larsa and Nicole, can they not bring up the mean remarks that they said about each other? And they agree. The ladies then share their most positive experience throughout the season, and Julia says, there will be miracles if you...
we got another super chat, Chase.
We got some, hey, super chat, what the super chat says to the people. Well, how much was it first before you read it?
Oh, Sebastian says, all three of you look amazing, loving the life. Thank you, Sebastian.
Thank you, Sebastian. You didn't have to tell me that, but I love compliments. And the second thing I love, the first thing I like is money. The second thing I like is a compliment. So you might kind of
third thing.
These callers, and let's go ahead and see who called. Did anybody call in?
I want the Haitian Empress to call in.
I know. I want Haitian Empress to call in.
Thank you.
She's gonna get you for how you said hey. She's gonna get you for how you said hey.
Oh, you guys. Well, we do have a caller, and I know
we can
him.
beef.
Oh, this is one of my children from Clubhouse. Back when we used to do the Clubhouse rooms, and we used to be knocking and rocking. That one thing about him, he got a mouth on him. So when you come on this show, Corn, you have some respect. Don't come up here disrespectful like you used to do in the Clubhouse. Talk to me.
Oh. Did I cut out? Did I cut out?
Okay, there you go. Hey, Cohen.
Okay, hey, hi everyone. Basically, I'm gonna be honest. I was someone who loved Alexia. I really did, but she really drained the fuck out of me this season. And then even Adriana as well, because that was another one of my faves. And to see that they all to see how they just carried on this season was awful. And then you got Alexia, who can't take accountability for the shit she said about that woman's boyfriend or whatever. I'm surprised he didn't come back and give her defamation or some shit like that. I'm surprised that didn't happen, seeing that he is a doctor. Right. But I just don't know. I don't really think I don't think they're gonna be able to really move on from this. I just hope that it's not too toxic next season, because seeing what I saw today on Girls Trip, I think that Alexia is really trying to. I think she's going to take some notes from Giselle. I really think she's going to take some notes from her and really run with that. And I think that that's going to really hurt Miami if she does that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're
hope
right,
not.
Cohen. But the thing about her taking notes from Giselle is we don't know none of Giselle is, but we know all your business. And if you think Nicole is going to sit back and let her get away with that, it's not going to happen. She's going to throw her Amex at her again.
Hell, they don't let Giselle get away with it.
I don't know. I hate Giselle. Cohen, what did you think about whose team? So whose couch are you on? That's what I'm going to ask the people. So after the end of the reunion, it's the third part unnecessarily. So
But hold on.
whose couch are you on?
Neither one got room for another person. Them small ass love seats.
So which couch are you standing behind?
I'm gonna get behind Dr. Nicole. She's definitely one of my. I think she probably is my fave at this point, because my OG faves have they shit on themselves. So the only person I'm really rooting for is Nicole, to be honest. I want Lisa. I want her to be happy, but I mean, I'm not really the biggest Lisa fan. But I want her to be happy. But like I said, it's Nicole for me. And I wish Adriana would learn her power, seeing that she is technically on the right team. Because Nicole is really the saving grace for this show. Because Alexia, I think she's kind of done.
She's the future.
Yeah, Nicole's the future.
Yeah.
All right, Cohen. Well, thank you so much for calling in. We really appreciate it. So good to hear your voice. And I'll be chatting with you soon, my friend. You guys tune into Cohen's podcast. Am I correct? He is a movie buff. Jamie is a really big movie buff. And so he has really, really staunch opinions on the movies. And his Oscar picks, you did pretty well in the Oscar picks. Am I correct?
I think I did. Well, I'm not going to lie. I had my opinions. I think I did very well for this season, but it was a really heavy season because all the movies had rich dialogue in all of them. So it was really kind of hard to pinpoint which ones really gave the best. But I will say my favorite podcast that I've done so far is my Scream franchise podcast. I'm a really big Scream fan.
You gotta send us the link.
Oh,
yeah, send us the link.
Don't do that. I believe in the Lord. Let's not
get
started on that.
When?
You know, I don't want to watch.
Well, that's stuff's on my Twitter.
So listen,
okay.
Share your Twitter and the link. I'm gonna follow you.
My Instagram
put it down in the link
right
so everybody
here.
can follow you. Thank you so
I
much
love
for
it.
calling, Cohen.
All right, I love you guys. Thank you
All
so much.
Bye, love you.
Bye.
All right, see you later, Cisco and Ebert. Yeah.
I think Empress is gonna call in with audio only, hopefully.
Oh God.
Can't hear you. Low budget. Can't hear you.
Low budget. Can't hear you.
My apologies. Do you hear me now? Don't play with me, first of all.
Is it coming from the ceiling? Where's it coming from?
First of all, the show was really good. I was watching the entire time. I was actually working. That's why I didn't want to join midway. But the show was great. I see a lot of new people in the chat. Haitian Empress has been coming through with our commentary. And it looks like she is in the queue. So we'll get to hear from her in a second. I think Zeta said they were new. Shout out to everybody that is new to the channel. Welcome. This is unfortunate. Well, I'm not gonna say unfortunate. This is the last review for Miami, so this is the end of the season. But we are gonna be doing Ultimate Girls Trip starting tomorrow. I think somebody asked when of the days. Tomorrow will be we've never done a Friday show, so tomorrow we're gonna go live at 8:30 Eastern. Jamie.
I'm not on tomorrow. I'm on Sunday.
I know. And then Sunday we're gonna do a show on Sunday for episodes 2 and 3 at 1:00 Eastern. And then from next week onward, it's going to be every Thursday at this same time for Ultimate Girls Trip. So pretty easy to follow. Just bear with us this week, and thank y'all for supporting.
Cortez, don't know if you were on, but we acknowledge we gained a new subscriber today. Sasha C says they subscribed to the channel today.
I saw that. I was in the chat. I've been behind the scenes producing, I guess you could say. I'm the one that said cancel James.
It makes things so much easier for Mother.
Told y'all.
We have a
very Giselle.
Yes, because
very Giselle.
Chase is not tech savvy. Something like.
Hey, wait a minute, bitch.
Actually, the episode, I would say this was kind of boring to me anyway. Like I felt like the first 2 parts were great. The only thing that I really took from it was that Larsa thinks she's black because she has black kids.
Girl, that made me mad. I gotta go.
I'm sorry. She did.
Not you gonna get Chase riled up again.
Kiki is kissing ass on that. She is going about things the wrong way.
She ass kisser. She a booty licker.
And when they gave her that
I
burger
love
and sent
food.
her away, I was like, yeah, bye. Take your dry, cold burger and go to backstage with your Bob. And
What's wrong with Bob? Something.
nothing. And I'll say that the scene with Marisol,
Not aerosol.
Alexia and Adriana was draining just because I just really wish Adriana would
Who cares?
She didn't need to do all that. Like at this rate, Marisol saying that they were good friends, you never would get that from these last few seasons. Like you would never think that they were such good friends from the way Marisol was crying. So it was bullshit. So yeah, overall, good, fair reunion, but this show was obviously much better as it always is. So yeah. And yeah, but on that note, slander, Jamie, Mr. Haitian, stop offending the Haitian people. I apologize to everybody. If we get canceled, it's gonna be because of Jamie. I said
animal abuse. Animal abuse, cussing, elderly.
Slander. It's never gonna happen.
All right, you got Haitian is she's in the comments, so I mean in the queue, so I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
Oh my
I don't want time, but great
my
show.
God.
Again, Ultimate Girls Trip tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern, and then of course SWV next week, Jersey. Subscribe, like, and then check out
the whole roster.
Yes,
yeah, didn't she look like a barracuda on the side of the ocean?
She look a little like a barracuda.
Hey, Haitian Empress.
Hey, Haitian Empress, excuse me.
Hey, everybody, how are you?
Good to you.
Well,
Great.
How are you?
Now, not too much on me. I'm sorry I mispronounced Haiti.
Get his ass.
I'm sorry, not too much.
No, that was actually very funny. That was actually just very funny.
I can't read and talk at the same time.
But actually, Danny, you asked me to come up. Was there something specific that you wanted me to address?
No, just wanted to hear some of your thoughts. We love hearing from new people.
Oh, thank you.
And you obviously are Haitian and rich in the culture and stuff, and obviously the show has lacked a little bit on highlighting that. So what are some things that you wish would have been highlighted?
Well, as I mentioned in the comment, to me, Miami is such a vibrant city. As Gertie did in a very apropos fashion, was that melting pot party where all those cultures came together. But I felt very disappointed and somewhat underwhelmed that there was absolutely no showcase of Haitian culture. Like I haven't seen them drink one single Haitian beer, have a little bit of griot, tasso, pickles, something like that, to showcase the culture, or go to an art gallery to show the art or anything like that. And I was disappointed in that part. And I feel that it's a little bit on both Gertie and Kiki because they have to be ambassadors also of their culture. So maybe I'm a little bit on the serious side when I say this, but definitely something could have been done. And as I mentioned in one of the comments, was when they were having this old discussion about Cubans, Brazilian, and how they deal with spirituality, and the fact that the ladies never chimed in as to, me as a Haitian woman, and I'm not even a practicing, but I respect voodoo in a sense where it's part of my culture. There are certain things that you don't take from people. And both Gertie and Kiki are well aware of those things. And they could have brought a serious element of the discussion instead of sitting passively there as if there is a total lack of awareness. I can understand one thing, perhaps because there's been such a stigma with Haitians when it came to voodoo that maybe they were trying to avoid it. But when you look at it from a cultural standpoint, I think it would have been an interesting perspective instead of just sitting there as if you're along for the ride and you're not a mojito holder and a true friend of the show. I don't know if that makes sense to any of you.
Yeah.
No, yes. Haitian Empress, somebody did say in the comments, Kiki and Gertie could have spoke about it and they just edited it out too.
Oh, it's a possibility.
Well, and I think when Miami, we've already covered across multiple franchises. Bravo has not always been the most astute or in tune with diversity when it comes to their shows. So Miami got canceled nearly a decade ago. They were the one Latin show that had a predominantly Latin cast. They come back, and it's almost as if they are gearing still that they are the Latin cast, when really at this point they only have 4
Caribbean,
Latinas.
Really.
Yeah, this show is really, really diverse, which is fucking
Yes.
great. But I don't think that Bravo or understands the power that they hold with Miami being
don't have
one
the
of the most
range.
diverse casts. They don't have the range really to say, because they're still pushing it as like, oh, well, this is the Latina show. Well, that's not really true.
That's not very accurate.
Yeah,
And, you know, especially when you have a very distinct culture, you want it to be showcased. Like, I remember one thing, because I know Chase is not a fan of Kiki, and I've been somewhat.
I won't go that far, but she's annoying.
No, I can understand. By the way, I understand where you're coming from, and it's not just because she's Asian, I'm gonna ride with her. I think that she definitely was going through a difficult period, and I wish they had showed more, because she has a very empathetic personality. We hear her, like, the things that she said to Julia about, hey, if you want the children, you know, some of us have small children and we can bring the children around. She says a lot of things that show much more depth. But when she's in the confessionals, she's so vapid. And to me, I was very disappointed in that part. And you said something that maybe some people who love her and love her humor may disagree with, but I really love the way when you said that she was, you know, basically licking derriere. And and I was that, come on, girl, like, you're never gonna come with one level of opposition. You're just gonna agree. That was very disappointing to me, and for that reason, I am not particularly in support of her becoming full-time. If this is the level that she's gonna bring, I'm not interested in seeing more of that under much more of a microscope, because she can have a diverging opinion and still maintain a certain level of relevancy and be at the same time endearing, which I think that she failed miserably in this reunion. It was just co-signing. Well, you know, if you come and you say something, it's normal to react this way. And say, no, Larsa goes too far. Sometimes you have to say to your friend, like, come on, you know, some things do not align. There is no measure there. And that's the part where I was really disappointed when it came to Kiki.
I think it's hard. I don't know if this is why she's not doing it, but as just an outsider looking in and, you know, knowing that there's also a game you have to play, I don't think that she really has the opportunity to be able to afford to go against certain cast members when they're wrong, because unfortunately her friendship of the show is tied to all the wrong cast members. So you know, hopefully
it's
next
politics.
season if she comes back, if she comes back next season, she does get to expand on a relationship with Julia. I think they would have a great Thelma and Louise kind of chemistry, as opposed to Julia and Adriana. I think that Julia and Kiki would have great, fun, wild, just off the charts kind of scenes. I think that I want to see more of her and Gertie, but they are friends. I don't know about her and the rest of the girls, but
the way Gertie lights up every time Kiki walks in the room, and then they never show the interaction between the two women. And I started asking myself, is it by design? Because you know, as if like they want to show that contrast between the only two Black women, the two that happen to be Haitian. And I'm trying not to read too much about it, but you know, I've noticed it every time. Every time one of them walks in the room, the other one greets them with this amount of glee that is.
It's the familiarity.
Yes,
like you get me. We see each other.
And I remember one scene, I think, because I'm a newbie into the housewife world, but you know, I pay attention to everything they say so that I can understand the nuances. But I had to watch last season to understand this season. And I remember when Alexia's mother died, they were going to the funeral, and it was one of the first time we heard Kiki and Gertie speak Creole to one another. And Kiki, as I said, she's very empathetic. She came and she told Gertie that she didn't put makeup because she said that to her in Creole, but they didn't translate it. But because I'm Haitian, she said, pas mette maquillage. She said, like, I didn't put makeup on today because I think that she felt the weight of the emotion. And that was it was such a small moment, but it was a
Wow.
very touching moment. And as I said,
Mhm.
as a non-watcher at the time, I was just really appreciative of that. And Kiki used to also do something last season that I didn't see her do this season, is every time she was invited somewhere, she would bring a bottle of Barbancourt Reserve, which is our
Mhm.
national rum. She would always have it in tow. And I think that maybe all of you were correct when you say perhaps production plays a part in erasing. So since I'm not a social media person and all of you are, maybe you have much more of a voice to vehiculate this message and ensure that
Oh, I
we
definitely.
want to see
Yeah.
more of
Absolutely.
because even when you
Absolutely.
look at Gertie and the way she has propelled herself into this world, when we do events like in Haiti, like especially in certain social circle, like the decorations are so important. It's also very embedded in something that she saw, but she took it to another level, and she is just really admirable what she has done. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
I agree. I really would like the production to lean into the fact that they have a cast that is extremely diverse, not
yes.
just racially but culturally.
Mhm.
You've got Latinas that are from different countries who have their own cultures
Julia's
and do things
Russian.
separately.
Julia
Julia's
is
Russian.
Russian. Yeah.
You've got two women from Haiti. You are in a position to really lead the charge when it comes to diversity.
Wherever
Moving
Larsa's
forward,
from.
Larsa,
Lebanon. She's Lebanese.
the Lebanese, no, she's Cyrano-Lebanese, and we're just gonna say for good measure with a touch of Africa, where actually what's a touch
Just a
of
touch.
Africa when she's
Just a
actually
sprinkle.
Asian, but that's
Chase is about to
Uh,
jump.
okay, Chase. But I agree with you, and thank you for translating what she said, because it's those little nuances that I don't think production understands, that
Yeah.
viewers that see that latch onto that and say like, oh, I have not seen this in any other landscape of television, or particularly in the Housewives realm. I appreciate this. I need to see more. Like I enjoy hearing Spanish on my TV. I love seeing these characters talk about brujeria and the food and the way that the culture is. Like we need to see more of that.
And I learned because I know none of this stuff. So
no, but I think it's good because me, when I see them, when I hear, like, even for instance, when Alexia prides herself into being this Cuban mom, and she said it like ad nauseum, and I don't begrudge her for it, but it's kind of like, well, Gertie and Kiki, our Asian mothers are
Mhm.
how they're gonna be. Like, I'm surprised my mommy has not called me like yet tonight, but let me tell you, she doesn't skip a beat. And my father is in the background, screaming my name. And, that's what you have when you have like those kind of cultures and parents. And there are similarities, but also there are some distinction that I think, especially when we keep on pushing diversity, I feel that we should all have our space where we can clearly define who we are as a people. I don't want to be, I know that we talked about it's a majority Caribbean cast with a woman that happens to be Asian, that happens to be Russian, my apologies. And when you look at also the Caribbean, there is a difference also in treatment in the view of Caribbean between Latinos and Haitian, even though, so that's a big thing. But I'm not trying to put any kind of socio-political element into it. But at
Right.
the same time, when, it's like we were the first Black Republic in the Western Hemisphere, we come with a lot, in terms of literature, art, cuisine, culture.
mm,
And for it to be kind of, I
Erased.
heard like a Haitian beat, not a Haitian restaurant. I was very disappointed in that because I've noticed it's not the first show that is made in Miami where I feel that Asians are being showcased, but it's as if they are almost placeholders and they are just kind of there. You're saying that you're Haitian, but we're not going to show your culture, and there's so much to see.
I
And I
agree.
want to make one comment that I felt that because I didn't feel that this particular episode brought as much as the 2 previous episodes in terms of laughter, jokes, or prizes. But I did appreciate the fact that Julia raised the issue with Kiki about disinviting her to her event, because I was uncomfortable since that happened as to the fact that it was never addressed. And it's because, to me, it was very significant in nature. And again, we're going to keep it light because we're supposed to be laughing. But, there are a lot of implications as to she has a negative reaction, but the level of retribution is the magnitude. It's like it went on a scale of 0, from 0 to 10, it went to a 15. And Julia had been called, you would be the best prostitute because you're Russian, by Alexia. Didn't really get an apology because she's a star, but she was invited. And that level, the measure, I don't know for you, all of you on the panel, how you feel about that, but that left a sour taste in my mouth during the whole season. The fact that it needed and it was not addressed at the reunion, remember? It was not addressed at the reunion as to, Andy could have asked, Julia, why did you have such a virulent reaction to Kiki's outburst on the boat, to the point that you disinvited her, yet you invited Alexia, who called you a notorious prostitute because you come from the land of prostitution. And,
Well, listen, I've been done with that. I've been done with that Amazon since then. And I just be
I mean, come on.
No.
Apparently, you're groomed since childhood to be the best prostitute, and you feel that she is welcome to your house, but somebody whips out a cold Whopper, and I think it was a Whopper Junior.
It was like a regular Whopper. It was kind of big.
It was kind of big.
Not a Whopper.
It wasn't on the board. It wasn't no double Whopper. Like,
but Empress, we got to get out of here, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Was today your first time watching us?
Actually, no. I've watched, and I was very afraid to miss this one because it's my first time commenting and actually coming, because I watched you the last 2 weeks and I liked your commentary. All of you were so fun. It was so dynamic, and I said, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. And I rushed home to be able to see it. So
no,
we're glad that you came in. Hopefully you join us for season 6.
Thank you.
Oh, yes, I will.
Or other shows too. But
and by the way, it prompted me to watch Ultimate's Girls Trip. So since you said that you're going to be hosting that, I will definitely try to catch it as well, because it's my first time watching Girls Trips.
Oh, that's gonna be crazy.
It's nuts.
It's gonna be good. But to all of you for leaning in, okay?
Thank you so much for welcoming me.
Thank you
so
Goodbye.
much.
Now that's what I like to hear. See, we doing something right, y'all. We doing something right. We doing something. High five.
Now we do it more than Bravo, bringing the people together, different cultures together.
All right, Chase, you can take us on up out of here, child. It's the last show, so you know us, our last shows, we do go a little longer. But for this panel, you won't see us probably until Beverly Hills, right? As a panel, but we'll be across other shows, so tune in. Chase is hosting SWV Queens.
I'll be there Monday, Chase.
That show is good and crazy. Like I said, Ultimate Girls Trip, it starts tomorrow, so we'll see you guys for that. And New Jersey is every Wednesday. So
Hey, shout out to everybody. We had fun.
Shout out to it's been fun. I want to thank the Haitian Empress for calling in, the Haitian baby for calling on in.
It's a lot of Haitians in the chat. It was like 4 people said
Haitians in the chat.
And they all
Ladies
agree
in the chat.
with the Haitian Empress. So
I agree with her too. Namboule. Can I say that without getting in trouble? Because I'm not Haitian.
I don't know.
Listen, I'm sorry, y'all.
Cancel
Chase.
Chase.
Shane J, Tanya, they already got you. When they get you, they can come get me. Tanya English, Dr. C Who, everybody throughout all of the episodes count. So
I didn't type that. That must be Sammy. That's Sammy, I think.
Oh, that's very Sammy.
Now, why is
That
he
sound
in
like
it?
her.
How you get thrown in
I think
stuff?
that's
why?
Sammy.
Literally, why
How'd
is
I
he
get
in
in
it?
it? Now, how'd I get in it?
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in over the course of these episodes, making this show a smash success. I did not think that Miami was going to have the traction that we have, and we're chugging right along in there, and we just did our thing. So thank you to that thing up there, Jamie. Thank you, Danny, and thank you, Cortez. And before we go ahead and lead out officially for the season, one last routine: 5, 6, 5.
Slander. It's never.
Oh, not that routine? Oh.
No. And bring it around.
All right,
You just learned to stand too. Miami's hot. Mwah.